You are crouching beside your tomato plants when you see it. It is not moving. It is simply there, holding absolutely still on the stem, and something about the way it holds still is wrong. Too deliberate, too focused. Not the frozen panic of an insect that has sensed you, but the calculated stillness of something that is waiting. It is dark, angular, a little over an inch long. Its front legs are raised in a posture that looks almost prayerful. There is something on the end of its face that curves downward like a beak, and the whole shape of the creature, narrow thorax, broad abdomen, those strange angled legs, does not match anything you can confidently name. Your first instinct is probably to leave the garden alone for a little while. Your second is to find out what it is and whether you need to do something about it. Stop. Because what you are looking at is not a garden pest. It is a highly evolved ambush predator that has been killing the insects destroying your plants with a precision that no pesticide, no spray schedule, no companion planting strategy, and no physical trap can replicate. And the day you learn to recognize it is the day your relationship with your garden changes permanently. The assassin bug is not one species. It is an entire family, Reduviidae, comprising over 7,000 described species distributed across every continent except Antarctica, making it one of the largest and most successful predatory insect families on Earth. In North American gardens, the most commonly encountered species include the wheel bug, Aerolis cristatus, the milkweed assassin bug, Zelis longipes, the spined assassin bug, Cinea diadema, and the pale green assassin bug, Zelis luridus. Each occupies a slightly different ecological niche, but all share the same core biology, the same hunting method, and the same extraordinary value to anyone growing food or managing a garden. The first time I genuinely understood what an assassin bug was doing, I was watching one on a pepper plant in late summer, and I saw it intercept a hornworm caterpillar, a pest 3 times its own body weight, and simply stop it. Not fight it, not struggle with it, stop it. Within seconds, the caterpillar went from active and muscular to completely immobile, and the assassin bug had not moved from its original position. I had no idea what I was watching until later. Once I did, I stopped thinking of my garden as a space I managed, and started thinking of it as a space we managed. The plants, me, and these extraordinary hunters already living inside it. And once you understand what the assassin bug actually is, everything about the way it behaves, the stillness, the posture, the patience, the beak, will make a completely different kind of sense. Start with that beak, because everything begins there. The assassin bug's proboscis is not a mouthpart in the conventional sense. It is a 3-segmented, hardened, curved hypodermic needle that folds under the head when not in use and deploys forward with a speed that the human eye struggles to follow. Under a hand lens, it is one of the most formidable structures in the insect world, grooved internally to conduct 2 separate channels simultaneously, one for injecting venom, one for extracting liquefied tissue. When the assassin bug strikes, it does not bite in the way a predator bites. It stabs. The tip of the proboscis penetrates the exoskeleton of the prey with a force that entomologists describe as essentially hydraulic, driven by powerful muscles in the head capsule that generate pressure far beyond what the insect's small size would suggest. What follows the penetration is where the chemistry becomes remarkable. The venom the assassin bug injects is a cocktail of enzymes and neurotoxic compounds that has been studied extensively and found to accomplish 2 separate tasks at the same moment. The first is neuromuscular disruption. The prey is paralyzed within seconds, sometimes fractions of a second, depending on species and prey size. The second is liquefaction. The same injection that stops the prey also begins digesting it from the inside, breaking down muscle tissue and internal organs into a fluid the assassin bug can then draw back through the second channel of the proboscis. The assassin bug does not eat its prey, it drinks it. What is left when it detaches is a desiccated shell, structurally intact but completely empty, still clinging to the stem exactly where it fell. The wheelbug, Arelis cristatus, is the largest assassin bug in North America, reaching up to 1.5 inches in body length, and its cog-shaped dorsal crest, the feature that gives it its name, is one of the most instantly recognizable structures in any garden. That crest has no confirmed function, which makes it either an ancestral remnant or a feature whose purpose we have not yet understood, and both possibilities are equally interesting. The wheelbug can take prey as large as a full-grown monarch butterfly, which makes it simultaneously a powerful pest control agent and, in certain conservation contexts, a complicated one, something we will return to. Its strike speed has been measured at under 0.1 seconds from stillness to proboscis contact. At that speed, the prey has no time to register the approach and initiate an escape response. The entire hunt is over before the nervous system of the target can process that a hunt began. The milkweed assassin bug, Zelis longips, operates differently. Where the wheelbug is a sit-and-wait predator, ambushing whatever passes within range, the milkweed assassin bug is an active hunter. It moves through plant surfaces systematically, its front legs coated in a sticky resin secreted from specialized glands that allows it to grip prey on contact, a biological flypaper wrapped around a living spear. Whiteflies, aphids, caterpillars, leafhoppers, stink bugs, it takes them all. Research has documented milkweed assassin bugs consuming over 30 different pest species in agricultural settings, moving through plant canopies with a thoroughness that makes them one of the most ecologically valuable insects a garden can host. Assassin bugs first appear in the fossil record approximately 130 million years ago, in the early Cretaceous, meaning they were already refined hunters before the extinction event that ended the dinosaurs. The fundamental design, proboscis, venom, channel delivery, ambush posture, has not meaningfully changed in that time. It did not need to. It was already optimal. Now consider what this animal is actually doing inside your garden, and do it specifically, because the abstract description of beneficial predator does not capture what happens at the plant level on a warm August morning when your crops are under genuine pressure. Aphids arrive in colonies, sometimes thousands of them on a single plant, their feeding causing leaves to curl, stems to weaken, and the plant's nutrient transport system to collapse under the combined extraction pressure of hundreds of mouths. A single milkweed assassin bug working a heavily infested plant has been documented consuming between 10 and 15 aphids per hour in field conditions. It does not move erratically, it works methodically, covering the stem from base to tip, then relocating to the next branch. It is not distracted by other insects it does not recognize as prey. It is not confused by the density of the infestation. It processes the colony the way a trained field researcher might process a survey transect, systematically, completely, without gaps. Caterpillars are another story. Tomato hornworms, cabbage loopers, corn earworms, the caterpillar pests that cause the most visible, most immediate damage to garden crops are taken by wheelbugs without hesitation. A hornworm that can strip a tomato plant of its foliage in 48 hours can be immobilized by a wheelbug in under a second. The caterpillar, which has been feeding and moving until that moment, simply stops. It does not struggle. The neurotoxin is that fast. And because the wheelbug feeds slowly, drawing fluid over the course of 30 minutes to several hours, it remains in place, consuming completely, and moves on only when there is nothing left. Stink bugs, one of the most economically damaging and increasingly prevalent garden pests in North America, present a particular challenge to chemical control because their outer cuticle is thick enough to absorb many topical pesticides before a lethal dose can penetrate. The assassin bug goes around this problem entirely. The proboscis is a direct injection, delivered past the cuticle to the soft tissue beneath. Stink bug body armor is irrelevant. What has evolved as a defense against birds, lizards, and other predators that must bite through the exterior offers no protection against a needle that bypasses it. The spaces the assassin bug patrols are also worth considering. It operates at the micro scale, along stems, under leaves, in the dense interiors of plant canopies, where spray coverage is always incomplete, and where many pest species specifically shelter to avoid it. You cannot spray the underside of every leaf on a large tomato plant thoroughly enough to contact every aphid colony. An assassin bug covering the same plant can. It lives in the canopy. It finds the hidden spaces because it is specifically hunting them. The assassin bug is not the problem in your garden. The assassin bug is the reason the problem is not worse. Research published in Biological Control examined the predatory behavior of zealous longipes in tomato and pepper crops across multiple growing seasons, and found that plots with documented assassin bug populations showed statistically significant reductions in aphid and whitefly infestations, compared to plots where the bugs were not present. The study documented individual Z. longipes consuming an average of 12.4 aphid-equivalent prey items per day in field conditions, and noted that the bug's tendency to remain on individual plants for extended periods created sustained, localized pest pressure that differed meaningfully from the more generalist, transient predation patterns of lady beetles and lacewings. The researchers described assassin bugs as producing a camping effect, the sustained presence of a high-value predator in a specific location, creating a suppression zone around a single plant that persisted as long as the bug remained. A separate study from the University of Florida's Entomology and Nematology Department identified assassin bugs as important biological control agents across more than 50 species of agricultural pest, noting that their venom's rapid paralysis mechanism made them especially effective against fast-moving prey that evades slower-acting predators. The department's extension literature classifies wheelbugs and milkweed assassin bugs as among the top 10 beneficial insects for home gardens in the southeastern United States. Let that settle for a moment. The angular, beaked, slightly alarming creature you found motionless on your tomato stem is, by the assessment of professional entomologists, one of the 10 most valuable insects your garden can host. Not despite the way it looks, because of exactly what it is. Here is what to actually do with that knowledge. If you see one assassin bug occasionally, moving through your plants, holding still on a stem, clinging to a leaf surface, do nothing except observe it if you want to. It is working. Give it the space and time to finish. Do not relocate it. It has identified your plant as a hunting territory because prey is present, and moving it will not solve the pest problem it is already solving for you. If it is on a path where you need to work, a gentle touch to the stem will encourage it to move aside. It will not pursue you. It will simply find another position and resume hunting. If you see many assassin bugs regularly, multiple individuals, different instars, nymphs alongside adults, this is not an infestation. It is a population that has established because your garden has the prey density to support it, and it means your pest pressure is higher than you may have realized. The correct response is not to reduce the assassin bug population. It is to let it run. A garden supporting multiple assassin bugs is a garden with an active internal pest control system that is working at full capacity. The population will self-regulate. As prey density drops, individual bugs will disperse to find new hunting grounds. They are not going to multiply beyond what the food supply supports. What you should never do is use broad-spectrum pesticides in a garden where assassin bugs are present. Pyrethroids, organophosphates, and neonicotinoids do not distinguish between the hornworm you want dead and the wheel bug that was about to kill it. Indiscriminate spraying removes the very predator that is reducing your spray requirement. Growers who eliminate beneficial predator populations through repeated chemical applications tend to find that pest pressure increases over subsequent seasons, requiring heavier applications, which further suppress predator recovery. A cycle that professional integrated pest management programs exist specifically to prevent. The assassin bug asks nothing of you. It requires no infrastructure, no maintenance, no product, no application schedule. Withholding poison is the entire extent of the support it needs. One additional note. The wheelbug, despite being one of the most beneficial insects in any garden, can deliver a genuinely painful bite if handled carelessly. More painful, by most accounts, than a bee sting, and slower to resolve. This is worth knowing not as a reason to fear it, but as a reason to respect it. Never pick up a wheelbug with bare fingers. Never. It is not aggressive, it will not come after you, and it has no social colony to defend. But it is a large, powerful insect with a venom delivery system built to stop creatures much larger than itself. Observe it. Appreciate it. Do not handle it. That is the entire safety protocol, and it costs you nothing. This is not a garden pest. This is a 130-million-year-old ambush predator, one of 7,000 species in one of the most successful predatory insect families on Earth, carrying a hydraulic venom delivery system that paralyzes prey before their nervous system can register the strike, dissolving them from the inside, systematically clearing aphid colonies, caterpillar infestations, stink bugs, whiteflies, and leafhoppers from the exact microspaces your pesticides cannot reliably reach. Identified by professional entomologists as one of the most valuable biological control agents your garden can host. Operating for free, asking nothing, on the stems of your plants right now. Let it keep hunting. Step back, give it the plant, and walk away knowing that the garden is being managed by something that has been refining this exact skill set since before the first flower evolved. Have you ever found an assassin bug in your garden and had no idea what it was doing there? Or did you find out the hard way not to pick one up? Tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one, and the stories this community shares are genuinely some of the best natural history I encounter anywhere. And if you want to understand another predator doing invisible, essential work in your garden right now, one that never moves at all, and yet controls more pest species than almost anything else on this list, the next video is already waiting for you.